Was geht ab, Leute? Vielen Dank, dass ihr wieder eingeschaltet habt und herzlich willkommen zurück zu Starfield. Wir waren, glaube ich, für mich war es erst gestern, aber ich glaube, wir waren auf einem Mond im Altärsystem, ne? Wenn ich das richtig im Kopf habe. Und wir hatten hier jetzt diese Höhle namens Höhle. Und ich würde vermuten, wir gehen mal in diese Höhle. Wir sollten da irgendwie Forschungsdaten rausholen. Für die Forscher. Wer hätte es gedacht? Die Frage ist, warum gehen sie selbst nicht? Das ist jetzt so, ne? Frage. Wir haben irgendwie gesagt, trauen sich nicht, aber warum trauen sie sich nicht? Muss ich mir Sorgen machen? Ich meine, bisher haben wir hier kein Schiff. Achso, nee, das ist so bis jetzt haben wir ja keine einzigen Lebewesen hier gesehen auf diesem Mond. Von daher unterirdischer Scanner aktivieren. Daher kann es zumindest tierisch mäßig hier nicht sein, würde ich jetzt vielleicht behaupten wollen. Potenziell vielleicht halt irgendwie Spacer, Baru oder irgendwas, ne? Aber anscheinend ist hier legit nichts. Das heißt, das sind Leute, die dachten sich, hey, es wäre doch eine geile Sache, wenn wir auf einen Mond gehen, im Altärsystem, alleine, einfach nur wir. Und, wir einfach mal, ja, also, ne, da alleine hingehen und unsere Wissenschaftssachen machen. Und jetzt hatten die Angst, ihre Wissenschaftssachen alleine abzuholen. Weil wenn das immer so ist, dann werden die ein ganz schönes Problem haben, mit der Forschung voranzukommen. Wenn die immer warten, bis irgendjemand hier auf diesem gottlosen, hüpfenden Planeten vorbeihüpft. Weiß ich ja nicht, Digga. Aber er hat mir gerade angezeigt, das ist jetzt ein Heimatschiff. Lass mich raten, du hast jetzt... Ja, du hast jetzt die Warum zu meinem Heimatschiff gemacht. Scheiße. Ich glaube, ich muss, wenn ich das Schiff einmal betrete, um an mich zu nehmen, muss ich noch einmal auf mein altes Schiff. Aber das finde ich auch irgendwie komisch. Man soll ja extra noch festlegen, hey, das ist jetzt mein Heimatschiff. Das habe ich nicht gemacht, aber trotzdem wechselt er das einfach.
Yes.
Hey, du.
What? This extra data will put us way ahead of schedule. Much appreciated.
Ja.
Please take this. It's not much, but I hope it's enough to make the trouble worth it. Thanks again.
Ja, immerhin 2000 Credits. Immerhin. Aber wenn, dann mache ich das eher für die XP. Aber ich muss sagen, ich liebe den Himmel auf diesem Mond, ne? Wobei, nee, ich glaube, das war ein Planet, auf dem wir sind. War das ein Mond? War das ein Planet? Ich weiß es nicht. Aber ich liebe ihn. So schön klar. Und das sieht auch richtig cool aus. Nice. Okay. Ene, mene, mu. Natürlich. Ja, komm, wir gucken uns das nochmal an. Wir gucken uns das nochmal an. Danach geht's zum Mond. Zum Mond. Danach geht's auf unser Schiff. So. Und von unserem Schiff aus fliegen wir dann ins Krux-System. Zu den Piraten. In der Hoffnung, dass wir da vernünftig unsere Schmuggelware verkaufen können. Also eigentlich würde ich halt am liebsten direkt nach New Atlantis. Jedes Mal, wenn ich das Spiel spiele, kriege ich dieselbe Errungenschaft auf Xbox. I don't know. Aber gut. Wo war ich? Ja, also am liebsten würde ich halt nach New Atlantis direkt, wegen Sarahs Mission, damit wir da vorankommen. Aber wenn ich da jetzt hin will, dann müsste ich halt die komplette Schmuggelware wegschmeißen. Ja. Deswegen versuche ich erstmal irgendwie einen Händler zu finden, der mir den Saft abnimmt. Und ich glaube, die Piraten sind da relativ weit oben auf. Um da Interesse dran zu haben. Könnte ich mir zumindest vorstellen. Ach du, scheiß mir in die Büchse, Alter. Das soll natürlich sein, ja? Ich weiß ja nicht. Aber gut, viel mehr gibt es hier auch nicht. Da ist noch ein Haufen. Oder war ich an dem Haufen gerade dran? Nee, ich war an den Haufen dran. Okay. Gut, dann reisen wir erstmal zu dem Schiff. Dann müssen wir ja erstmal mit dem Vorlieb nehmen. Warte mal. Wo sind denn jetzt unsere ganzen Ressourcen? Ah. Okay. Die ganzen Ressourcen sind hier. Aber das Schiff ist jetzt überladen. Was heißt, das Schiff ist überladen? Alter, hier ist ja noch ein komplettes Schlachtfeld. Ups. Hi. Ich könnte mir vorstellen, Schiff überladen bedeutet kein Sprung in andere Systeme, oder? Das Problem ist... Wie komme ich denn jetzt an mein Schiff ran? Ich frag für einen Freund. Du hast noch nicht jedes System entlang dieser Route erkundet. Versuche zu einem näheren System zu springen. Da könnte ich hinspringen. Theoretisch. Was? Was, Bruder? Was hast du gesagt, Bruder? Ich weiß nicht. Irgendwie hat er Probleme. So, wir scannen den einmal. Da. Er hat Probleme. Auf Romulus, Mond von Numitor. Alter, der hat eine 0,11 G. Nicht schlecht. Temperatur Inferno. Okay. Ja, aber da will ich jetzt erstmal noch nicht hin. Ja, okay, Inferno verstehe ich aber auch. Bist ein bisschen nah dran an der Heimatstern hier. Sag ich ja, wie es ist. Okay, aber anscheinend können wir trotzdem springen, wa? Auch wenn das Schiff überladen ist. Ja, wir haben auch nichts verloren. Dann frage ich mich gerade, was ist dann... Ja. Chill mal deine Nuggets. Dann frage ich mich, was ist denn jetzt der Debuff? Unbekannte Turm trifft König, das war das. Was ist denn jetzt der Debuff? Ich meine, ich habe jetzt auch nicht das Gefühl, dass wir langsam sind. Also... Nein, ich will nicht zu dem... Rücks. Sprung. Und anscheinend kann man trotzdem springen. Oh! Da sind gerade 2 Schiffe kollidiert. Hier ist ganz schön viel Weltraumschrott. Also ganz schön viel Weltraumschrott. Wir rufen mal.
Hail acknowledged. Dock where you like.
Okay, dock where you like. Dann docken wir mal. Okay. Ihr solltet mal den Weltraumschrott wegmachen. Ich glaube, das ist nicht ganz so hilfreich unbedingt. Wenn du verstehst, was ich meine. Geil, dass hier immer noch überall die Leichen liegen. Okay, zum Schlüssel.
You got your cut. Now get out of my face.
You said the take was 10K, but it was 30. Big difference on 40% of 10 versus 30.
Please disregard. I
You
attempted
wanted
an
4K,
informal
you got
greeting,
4K.
but I am
Not my
dissatisfied with the results.
If you're stealing from me, you bet your ass it's your problem.
You kidding me? Way to make a mess in front of my new rook.
Hey, steal from me and get caught? Better off dead.
Sounds like you did the fleet a favor. Now toss this body out of an airlock before it turns into a damn air freshener. The hell took you so long? Forget how to grav jump or something?
Ich war noch irgendwie mit was beschäftigt. Hast du mich vermisst?
Please. It'd be one less sloppy rook whose mess I had to clean up. The last
Bist du
thing I
gemein.
need is another Austin rate getting cold feet. You want to leave the fleet? You pay the price. Not in credits, but in blood.
Alles okay. Der Job ist erledigt und ich bin hier, also lasst mich in Ruhe. Ich musste mich um meine eigenen Angelegenheiten kümmern. Entschuldige, dass du warten musstest. Ich musste mich um meine Sachen kümmern.
I don't care. Time is money and you've wasted both. That ends today. Clear? But all that aside, you made it. So now, you get to hear a nifty history lesson. Pencils ready? Good. This floating scrap heap you're standing on is called the Key. Used to be an old UC military star station, and now it's the fleet's base of operations. Might look a little beat up on the outside.
Was? Nein.
We keep it together.
Wie kommt's? Tschüss, Deckel. Was für ein Drecksloch ist das denn? Die Künstlerinnenfleet hat eine komplette UC-Sternstation übernommen.
Sure did. Right out from under their noses. Way before you or I were born, though. We've held this station for a very long time. Don't worry. Delgado will tell you all about it.
Ah ja. Ich glaube nicht, dass... Ja, wobei... Ja, soll ich das erwähnen? Wissen die, dass die UC wissen, dass wir von dem Key wissen? Was für ein Drecksloch ist das denn hier?
Oh, well, I'll get right on that. A few plans, some throw pillows, and maybe this place will meet with your approval. Okay, sunshine?
While you're drawing up a list, some air freshener would be nice as well.
Anyway, I'll tell you all about the Key. But it's better if I show you too. Follow me.
I follow.
All right. History time. So, the Key is in orbit around Suvorov. That's the very same ice ball where the United Colonies built a supermax prison they call the Lock. The UC is so clever. Supermax prison, Lock, Key. Cute, huh?
Ja, nicht schlecht, nicht schlecht.
Hello, everyone. I'm Gail Dunnigan of SSNN, and this is Galactalk. My guest tonight is one of the most notorious criminals in the settled systems. His ruthlessness and desire for wealth has landed him squarely at the top of the wanted list for every major law enforcement agency in the galaxy. I am, of course, speaking of the self-appointed leader of the Crimson Fleet himself, Jasper Crix. Good evening, Mr. Crix.
Good evening, Gail. Thank you for accepting my invitation.
Yes, well, being blindfolded and then grav-jumped to what appears to be an abandoned mining facility isn't exactly what I'd call an invitation.
Well, I'm sure you're not surprised that your request for an interview would come with some very specific conditions.
Frankly, I was a bit surprised to receive any type of response at all. Would you mind telling me why you decided to do this interview?
Because there comes a time in every pirate's life where they have to make an extremely important decision. Do they take a leap, become one of the most legendary pirates in history, or do they simply sputter on, subsisting on freighters and deep space privateers?
So are we to assume that you are taking the leap? That Jasper Crix is moving on to bigger and better things in his life?
That's spot on, Gail. That's exactly why you're here.
Interesting. Well then, would you mind sharing with us exactly what your particular leap entails?
In due time. There's no rush. In fact, I'd say
Wie lang
we
geht
have
das?
12 hours before the authorities trace this broadcast. Plenty of time to discuss whatever you like.
Oh, all right then. Perhaps the best place to start this interview would be at the beginning of your career.
Please, proceed.
Okay. Die Tür ist mittlerweile sogar zugegangen, Alter. So lange hat das gedauert.
Now, we've got everything the fleet needs right here. Of course, you've got to pay for it. Remember, on the Key, credits are king. What the hell is this?
All right, hang on, Nev. Before you get pissed, I've got my hands full.
Jasmine, sweetie, I'm trying to give a tour here. So you want to tell me why those damn doors are sealed?
It's called a malfunction. You know, that thing I spend most of my day dealing with. Believe me, my people are on it. Have a little faith for once.
Aw. And you always, Angel. This here's Jasmine. You need anything for your ship, she's got you covered.
Nice.
We'll hit up the depot next since these doors have given out on us. So anyway, we were talking about the lock. About 100 years ago, the prisoners down there rioted and took over the place. After stealing some ships, they were actually able to make it up here and took over the key.
About time you brought us new blood, Neva. I was getting tired of trading with the same old faces.
You're
hier
just
wird
ticked
sehr
everyone
viel zum
can watch
Sprechen
your
geben.
ridiculous prices, Aludra. Anyway, welcome to the depot, Rook, where you'll be lucky if these blood-sucking leeches don't bleed you completely dry.
Whoa, whoa. It's not our fault that people don't appreciate how much it costs to get untraceable merchandise onto the key.
Neva's just whining because she thinks she lost a ton of cash selling us a shipment of gear. She should have done her homework.
Yeah, sure, laugh it up. I'll remember that next time I need something from you cheapskates. Let's move on.
Okay.
Back to my story.
Jo.
After the liberated prisoners grabbed the key, they established it as a base of operations and began pirating the spaceways. That was how the Crimson Fleet began. Of course, Jasper Cricks had a lot to do with all that, but we'll get to him later. Rook, meet Zuri, queen of the rare exports.
Moin.
If I don't have it, you don't need it.
Neuroamps, blueprints. Hit her up and she'll take care of you.
Speaking of which, you still owe me for that last purchase, Neva. It's like 5 figures. Don't make me collect it the hard way.
The hard way? Oh no. Rook, protect me from Zuri's vengeance. Enough of the bullshit, Zuri. I'll pay you when I pay you. Deal with it. Got a problem with that? Take it up with the boss.
Don't even try to rip me off.
Got Bradley from the
I
Trade
know value when
Authority.
I see it.
I'm sure you know the deal there. He'll buy pretty much anything, no matter how hot.
Ja, Trade
Then
Authority.
we got our med
Ah,
bay
ja.
on the left, run by the one and only Samina Mizra. She'll patch you up if
Oh,
you've got the money. We don't run any free clinics up in here, you don't?
Ja, okay.
Okay, this is our final stop. Over there, you've got the last Nova, where Bog serves watered-down drinks at ridiculously exorbitant prices. And right here is the most important place on the entire station, the Reckoner's Core, run by the incomparable Shinya Voss.
Another new rook, Neva? I can't believe Delgado still lets you recruit, given what happened with the last one.
You mean Austin Rape? It's been taken care of, all right?
Ja, da ist eine
I
Shooting
don't
Range.
like loose ends, and this rook is the one who tied it off.
Oops.
Perhaps next time you'll try to be a bit more discerning regarding your choices. It's far more cost-effective.
Yeah, love you too, darling. Anyway, Shinya handles our lifeblood. The money. We call him our Reckoner, but if you ask me, he's actually a pain in the ass.
And Neva will slit your throat if she thinks you'll bleed creds.
Go to hell, boss. Take care of our new friend here, or I'll find a way to pull the pin on that little party popper in your chest. Anyway, Shinya will get you set up in our system. I've got real work to do. Once you're done, head upstairs and I'll introduce you to the boss.
Time for a proper introduction. I am Shinya Voss, the official reckoner for the Crimson Fleet. And since Neva so thoughtfully mentioned it, yes, this is a bomb embedded in my chest. And no, I'll never know the meaning of the word humble. In fact, I find Delgado's idea of a security measure to be quite empowering.
Ach so, natürlich. Warum auch nicht? Sicherheit, das ist die cleverste Sicherheitsmaßnahme, die ich je gesehen habe. Ein bisschen extrem will ich meinen, das entzündet sich doch. Warum geht er jetzt? Okay. I don't know. Klick einfach meinen Account an, damit wieso verleiht dir eine Bombe in der Brust? Bitte mach.
I see the bomb as a symbol of my importance. And it's a constant reminder to everyone of the sacrifice I was willing to make. The freedom I've given up, the pain, it's not something that just anyone has the resolve to bear.
He sees that bomb as a badge of honor. I see it as a symbol of compliance. Delgado is a harsh master.
Ja, das ist die cleverste Sicherheitsmaßnahme.
Glad you approve. Obviously, betrayal isn't taken lightly around here.
Das habe ich mir
Since
schon
I oversee the
mitbekommen.
bulk of transactions and maintain all accounts for the fleet, I'm a prime target for information. Should our enemies capture me or I grew any semblance of a moral conscience, you might consider me the greatest threat we have. For Delgado, the bomb grants peace of mind and a certain degree of safety.
Mhm. Also ein falscher Schritt und du bist tot?
Essentially. But I sleep soundly knowing I'm one of the few that can piss Delgado off and live. Should I die, all of my knowledge, the accounts, the credits, it would be a mess. He wouldn't dare. He holds the trigger, but we all know that my death cripples the fleet. Call the bomb a weapon of last resort.
Aha. Du kommst sicher nicht oft raus.
It's been over 5 years since I've stepped off the key. Leaving this place puts far too much at risk. Now, let me get you set up. A moment while I convene with the core. Thanks to advanced modifications even Eugen would envy, I can interface directly with our mainframe and the Galbank network. This allows me to move and clean credits faster and more efficiently than any run-of-the-mill cyber runner.
Na dann.
Yeah, you're done. All you need now is Delgado's blessing, and you'll be one of us.
Das klingt doch nicht schlecht. Muss ich noch irgendwelche anderen Modifikationen kennen?
None. Other than my chest and arm modifications, I am but a simple man. Is the interview over now? Can we get back to work?
Dann wird Zeit, ein paar Credits zu finden.
The perfect segue into my final subject. Thanks to our relations with contacts across the galaxy, we always have a steady stream of jobs available. I've granted you all the necessary permissions to access these listings at any time, using the computers that surround the core.
Nice. Was denn so für Arbeit?
Oh, you know, smuggling, piracy, taking things that aren't yours. Nothing that should keep you up at night. Well, depending on your methods.
Na dann. Sag bitte einfach, dass wir hier offiziell fertig sind. Ich habe kein Interesse an kleinen Jobs. Eigentlich habe ich kein Interesse an kleinen Jobs. Sind wir mal ehrlich.
Fine by me. There's plenty of others who do. You do less, you make less. It's a pretty simple equation.
True.
Now, I believe that covers all I have to say. So you can run along to Delgado. Take the elevator to the upper level. You should be able to find your way from there, I hope.
Okay.
Alright, listen up. You can all stop complaining. Atrium to cargo bay doors have been repaired. Oh, and you're welcome, Nev.
Okay. Die Türen sind repariert. Bevor ich aber weitergehe, würde ich gerne einmal...
Captains handle most of the patrols. We've earned that trust. Last rook who smiled at me funny, I sewed his mouth shut. Now he laughs the same way he eats, in pieces.
Okay.
So there I am. You see security on my tail, and my grav drive just chokes. And you know what I find back there? The fattest leech I've ever seen. Worm nearly got me dusted.
Habe ich gefragt?
You have
hallo?
something for me? What'll it be, friend? Buying, selling? The Trade Authority takes anything and everything.
Also, wenn, dann will ich eher verkaufen. Aber was soll der Anzug?
Well, a well-kept appearance gives the impression of a respectable establishment. The more respectable the place, the more credits people are willing to pay.
Mhm. Und, ja, okay, ich weiß, was die Handelsaufsicht ist, aber...
Like you don't know. Oh, you really don't know, do you? To the public, we promote free trade throughout the galaxy. You see, Free Star Independent doesn't matter. To you and your friends here, same rules still apply. We buy and sell any goods, no questions asked.
Ja. Ich sehe gerade, was das Depot anzubieten hat. Hau ab, tue nicht so, als wären wir die besten Freunde.
The fleet's got an impressive commerce system. They even managed a legitimate doctor among their ranks. Business on the Key is like no other. It's the sole reason I'm here. For the credits.
Aha. Wenn du nur hinter Credits her bist, passt du perfekt hier rein. Ich dachte, der Schlüssel wäre nur für die Crimson Fleet. Wie lange bist du schon auf dem Schlüssel?
I'd say it's been about 10 years now since the Trade Authority assigned me this post. It felt a little extreme at the time, but I can see why they figured it was a good fit.
Warum erlaubt die Crimson Fleet die Anwesenheit der...
It's the mutual benefit. The Trade Authority buys any goods of value. We don't care how you got it, only that we can profit from it. It's the fastest way to turn your hard-earned loot into legitimate credits, ready to spend. So, naturally, it made sense to establish a presence here. Why risk flying into New Atlantis or Aquila City when you can just do business here?
True. Ja, aber dann passt du hier perfekt rein.
Not everyone thinks so. I'm still Trade Authority, not a part of the fleet. There are a few, Neva included, that see me as an outsider. Regardless, as long as the fleet has goods to push, the Trade Authority will always maintain a presence on the Key.
Okay. Wie bist du denn bei der Handelsaufsicht gelandet?
Let's just say I've done my fair share of questionable activities in the past. With the credits I amassed, I gave the Trade Authority a sizable donation in exchange for a clean slate and a stable job. So, here I am, at your service.
Mhm. Überlegst du überhaupt, dich der Fleet
I
anzuschließen?
left a similar lifestyle behind when I joined the Trade Authority. I never looked back. A lot of the rooks here see freedom and lawlessness, but that's only if you don't get caught. True freedom is not having a bounty on your head, with every cop and mercenary out to get you.
Okay, dann kommen wir mal zum
Always looking
Geschäft.
forward to something mutually beneficial.
So, und bevor ich auf die Idee komme, etwas zu kaufen, wird erstmal verkauft. Interessanterweise... Okay, wir könnten mal gucken.
Remember,
1,6.
all trades are restriction free.
Ob uns andere Händler mehr
My
geben.
prices may be high, but these goods ain't exactly easy to...
Kommen wir
can
mal
talk
erstmal
about
zum
whatever you
Geschäft.
want, as long as you got the creds.
Nee, verkaufen. So. Nee, die Preise scheinen gleich zu sein. Ha. So, jetzt hast du nur noch 87 Credits. Lass mich mal gucken, was hast du denn so? Achso, nee, verkaufen aufs Schiff, nee. Kauf. Oh. Macht aber nur 14 Damage. Das ist ja nichts. Macht 66. Okay. Nicht schlecht. Die macht 9. Lichtbogenschweißer. Alles klar. Okay, okay. Sonstiges. Okay, Notizen. Okay, okay.
Come back and see me sometime.
Ja, vielleicht.
Always ask for a bigger cut.
Trade Authority, take
Aber ich
time
frage
so we
mich,
can work something
warum wird mir ein gewisser Wert in meinem Inventar angezeigt, aber egal bei welchem Händler, komme ich nicht ansatzweise an diesen Wert ran. Mein gut, vielleicht ist das irgendwie noch was für später. Was du noch irgendwie einfinden kannst. Jetzt weniger als das Item wert ist. Ja, deswegen kriegt er auch nur noch 1. Vielleicht ist das irgendwie... Oh, lol, Alter, was bist du denn? Alter, es gibt noch so viele Waffen. Vielleicht findet man ja noch irgendwie... Oh Gott, das ist auch nochmal eine andere... Wege, Möglichkeiten, nochmal eine andere Pistole, natürlich. Sachen irgendwie doch nochmal effektiver loszuwerden, an den Mann zu bringen, keine Ahnung.
You find anything of value, bring it here first.
So, dann können wir kurz nochmal mit dir reden. Was genau verkaufst du denn hier?
I sell a little bit of everything, but only if it's hard to find. And only for a high price. Neuroamps, a few unique resources, maybe a specialized weapon or two. Anything that's rare and in high demand.
Aha. Und wie bist du denn hier gelandet?
I was raised fleet. My mama joined up when I was 12. She was a first-class smuggler. We'd always lived comfortably, but she took the offer to join when a job almost went south. She figured if anything ever happened to her, it'd guarantee I'd still have a home.
Mhm. Du bist unter Piraten aufgewachsen. Ich weiß nicht, ob das die beste Erziehung ist. In einem klassischen Ende gut, alles gut aus. Ich wette, unter diesen Umständen aufzuwachsen war ein ziemliches Abend. Wolltest du je hier raus und was Legales machen?
Hell no. The two things I don't want in this life? A real boss and customers that I can't shoot in the face if they piss me off. Dell lets me do what I want to here as long as he knows I'm loyal to the fleet. I sell what I want, I work when I want, I do what I want. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Mhm. Ich wette mal, das war ein ziemliches Abenteuer.
It's been non-stop. Even as a kid, I was helping distract security in those smuggling days. It's amazing how just having a child aboard, especially one as cute as I was, can throw off the scent. Between my mama and the fleet, I can talk my way out of anything. And use or fix any weapon and ship in the galaxy. Real life skills, if you know what I mean.
Ja, okay.
Don't be a stranger.
Stranger Schmanger. Gesundheit.
Need something? These materials don't sell themselves.
Und wie bist du hier gelandet?
I don't do small talk.
Okay.
You want to do business? We'll do business. You want to chat? Go see Bog.
The fuck is Bog? Was verkaufst du?
It's a general store, which means I sell general goods. Mostly junk that no one else wants to carry. Raw materials, blueprints, spare parts. Fascinating, I know.
Okay, dann lass mich mal gucken.
Fine. Not like I have anything better to do.
Oh Gott, Alter, du hast ja nur 4200 Moneten in der Backe. Okay, also hier kann man theoretisch einiges zum Kochen kaufen. Okay, okay. Ja, einige Ressourcen finden wir hier auch. Okay, okay. So, dann verkaufen wir Sonstiges. So, dann kriegst du davon 2. Bitteschön.
Whatever.
Ja. Le Weapons.
Make quick work of your enemies. Well, well. Neva's new hotshot. I knew you'd find your way back to my little corner of the key. Everyone always does.
Oh, ich will was loswerden. Groß ist die Ecke ja nicht, wenn du mich... Was verkaufst du denn hier?
Take a look around, genius. And don't tell me you've never laid eyes on a gun before. But just in case I need to spell it out for you, the merch I carry is known as weapons and ammunition. Get
nice. It? Ja. Ja, das will ich jetzt. Ich glaube, das ist, ich will was kaufen.
Pour credits into my pocket. You won't hear any arguments from me. I carry most of the standard hardware. You know, kinetics, electromags, energy, even a few explosives. Occasionally, I stock a few smuggled items. Basically the stuff SysDev doesn't want you to play with. Just don't screw me over or I'll be inclined to give you a free demo. With your head as the target.
Alles klar. Die Drohung würde klappen, hättest du es geschafft, mich wenigstens ein bisschen einzuschüchtern. Ich bin zwar neu, aber du kannst mir vertrauen. Lass mich raten, Vertrauensprobleme. Wie machen wir das?
Oh, we all have trust issues here. A little advice, Sadiqi? The fleet's trust can't be bought. You earn it. You bleed for the fleet bleeds for you. Pure and simple. Anyone who says otherwise is either lying or getting ready to stab you in the back.
Okay. Frau Professorin, du hast vermutlich einen ganz persönlichen Grund, warum du das sagst. Ich verstehe.
Well, that was surprisingly easy. Most people just glaze over and learn the hard way. Maybe there's more to you than I thought.
Kannst du mir noch mal sagen, was du verkaufst? Ist das hier der beliebteste Laden?
I'd argue Bog's got me beat as far as customer base goes. But when it comes to profit, I am on top. A good gun's what makes all the difference out there sometimes. And for some, it's the only thing they'll ever trust.
Okay, und was hast du so auf Lager? Okay, aber erstmal will ich dir was verkaufen. Und zwar hier. Ich versuche zu gucken, dass ich möglichst viel loswerde. Ich kann entweder die beiden oder ein und zwei davon. Nein, kann ich nicht. Doch, kann ich. Ich könnte ein und zwei davon. Oder drei davon. Das heißt, wir machen das so. Ganz einfach. Und dann können wir mal gucken. Oh Gott, natürlich. Noch eine weitere Waffe. Wer hätte es gedacht? Oh, eine AK. Nice. Big Shot. Ja, können wir schon. Pirate Legend. Oh Gott, Alter. Wie viel gibt's denn? Aha, aha. Eine Lawgiver, die 53 Damage macht. Die macht 20 mehr als meine aktuelle. Also theoretisch wäre ich nicht mal allzu abgeneigt, wenn ich early bin.
Need more weapons or ammo? Come see me.
Kinetics, electromags, energy weapons. Nothing's a substitute for a shotgun blast to the face.
No price is too high when it comes to protection, right? The right protective gear can make all the difference.
Hast du dich auf etwas Bestimmtes spezialisiert?
Well, only the best tactical gear to protect your ass this side of the galaxy. Metal plated for when you're up against bullets. Leather for those jobs that might require a subtle touch. All made by yours truly, of course, except for a few used odds and ends that no one's gonna miss.
Machst du denn bei den Raubzügen der anderen auch manchmal mit?
What, me? Nah, not anymore. When it comes to aim, there ain't no one worse. True facts.
Miese Wurst.
My friends like to say I'd have better luck talking someone to death than shooting them. Yep, my talents are best suited for making protective gear. Helmets, vests, suits. You could say I'm a tailor, not a fighter.
Okay, und dann gucke ich mir mal an, was du
Gear is
sagst.
my specialty. Don't leave the key without it.
Kannst mich auch gerne noch angucken, wenn wir reden. So, du hast 5800. Ja, aktuell bleibe ich dann zumindest vorerst auf dem Sitzen. Was hast du denn so? Okay. Mhm. Plus 5% kritischer Schaden. Okay, okay. Okay.
Stay safe out there.
Ich versuch's. Noch einen Händler hatten wir nicht, ne?
But to the fleet, they're just bait.
Okay, noch einen Händler hatten wir nicht. Öffentlicher Zugangscomputer. Vielleicht gehen wir erstmal unsere Quest nach. Das heißt aber, ich habe jetzt noch ein... Ja, ich habe noch einmal Mac-Komponenten. Ja, das meinte ich, ne? Er zeigt mir an, der Wert ist 12.000, aber ich krieg dafür halt 2.000. Okay, vielleicht gibt es ja doch noch irgendwie eine Person später. Oder... Ja, mal, vielleicht kannst du ja handeln.
First time visiting the infirmary, huh? Let me give you a piece of advice. Try not to get into too many bar fights. I'm trying to save my dwindling supplies for sale and pirates coming in off of raids.
Okay, mach dir keine Sorgen um mich. Ich bin praktisch kugelsicher. Die einzigen medizinischen Vorräte, die ich hier brauchen werde, sind die, die mich zutun. Okay. Bist du eine echte Ärztin?
I've done my time, but thanks to a malpractice suit, I've officially dropped the doctor title. Don't let that worry you. I'm still just as good, if not better, than half the surgeons at the clinic.
Mhm. Mach dir keine Sorgen um mich.
That's what they all say, until they stumble in bleeding out on my floor. So here's what's what. You need med packs, curatives, preventatives, I've got you covered. At least as long as my current supply holds out. You need enhancers, legal or illegal? I've got those too.
Nice. Du verkaufst illegale Camps auf einer Krankenstation?
In the fleet, someone has to do it, so it may as well be me. This way, I've got a good idea of who's on what and how much. If they come in for any real medical treatment, I know exactly what I'm dealing with.
Mhm. Du klingst wie eine gut ausgebildete Camp-Dealerin. Ich werde daran denken, sollte ich mal was brauchen.
Hopefully, that won't be often. Now, if you don't need anything else, I've got a particularly annoying supply issue to deal with.
Ich würde Zombie-Arbeiten hält einen ziemlich oft ab.
You'd think most of the injuries I treat are from run-ins with security or civilians taking a stand. But I'd say at least half are just life on the key. Brawls, egos, and plain old stupidity. At least it keeps me busy.
Mhm. Vielleicht kann ich dir bei deinen Vorräten helfen?
Now there's an offer I didn't expect. If you really want to help, I'm looking for someone who can handle themselves in a public setting. As in someone who knows how to get the job done without shooting up the place.
Oh, das kriege ich vielleicht hin. Was ist mit dem medizinischen Material auf der Ragada?
That's not going to help. That ship was full of things like cots, flu shots, and children's vitamins. And I can't exactly plug a bullet wound with an Ashta chewable.
Schade. Das ist genau mein Gebiet.
You'd be one of the first. I politely requested a list of supplies from Gennady Aiton at the clinic and was told the price of business has gone up. I think he's back on Aurora and he's upcharging me to pay for it. And if there's one thing I'm not going to do is subsidize his habit. I want you to make sure he delivers my supplies for the price we agreed on, but without raising any alarms.
Okay. Warum stehen wir die Vorräte nicht einfach woanders?
Oh, we will. But this way, I'm guaranteed the highest quality supplies from one of the best medical facilities in the settled systems. Plus, if Gennady does what he's supposed to do, he'll cover our tracks.
Mhm. Wenn er nicht reagiert, kooperiert, reagiert er hoffentlich auf Drohungen. Du kriegst diese Vorräte und niemand wird
We'll
verletzt.
see. Talk is one thing, actions are another.
Kennedy nimmt Aurora.
Oh yeah. The funny thing is, he's the poster boy for upstanding moral citizens. Top of the class at nursing school, did volunteer work in backwater settlements, a reputation you could eat your food off of. Nobody knows he did it all zoned out of his mind. Nobody except his old boss, me. He said he got clean when he joined the clinic, but now I wonder.
Mhm. Hat er denn die Preiserhöhung begründet?
A bullshit one, yeah. Gennady claims prices have gone up for the clinic as a whole, and that I'm not the only doc being hit. He says if I want cheaper goods, I'm going to have to find another supplier. He even gave me a list. But I'm not turning to some third-rate doc selling meds out of their space truck. Gennady and I had a deal, and I want him to honor it.
Mhm. Ich brauche medizinisches Material.
I suppose I can spare a few supplies.
Du hast 3800. Nice. Damit sind wir sämtliche Schmuggelware finally losgeworden. Das hat aber auch gedauert. Okay. Ja, nee, eigentlich brauche ich nichts. Ich wollte halt nur verkaufen, ne?
Take care of yourself.
Ich versuch's.
Are you looking to start something? Because I'll finish it.
Sicher?
We may not have official security on the key, but we're always looking out for traders.
Ja, okay. Wenn ihr das sagt.
I've got bounties in every system. Idiots will never catch me. If you got any spare creds or just need to unload some junk, head to the depot.
Ja, ich hab da gerade schon ein bisschen was weggegeben. So, Fahrstuhl. Ali, hallo. Was war das denn, Alter?
We'll have the whole settled systems on the run someday.
Hi.
So, now that we are all here, it's time to get down to business. The two of you are the only rooks that have made the latest cut. The rest, well, let's just say they won't be joining us ever again. Neva's willing to put her neck on the line and vouch for you, which means you've got what it takes to join the Crimson Fleet.
Will ich aber auch hoffen, dass Neva für mich bürgt, nach dem, was ich für sie machen musste. Ich will einfach nur Geld verdienen. Ich enttäusche.
You'd better not disappoint, or you'll find yourself answering to me, personally. All right, let's get started here. When you sign up with the Crimson Fleet, you're in it for the long haul. No one quits. No one retires. The only way out is death. You stay loyal or you pay the consequences. Fleet before friends. Fleet before family. Fleet before yourself.
Verstanden, Boss. Ich werde nicht gern herumkommandiert, aber hoffentlich nicht Fleet vor Frühstück. Warum hat eine Piratenorganisation so viele Regeln?
Of course we have rules. If you think the Crimson Fleet was built on a lawless dream, think again. Our influence, our money, our respect comes from meticulous planning and every last soul in the fleet following my orders to the letter. That is why you need to learn to place the fleet before everything.
Okay, verstanden.
Boss. Good. You're getting it already. I like that.
Can we get on with this? I want to get drunk at the last Nova.
I'm impressed. That is the first intelligent thing you have said this entire time, Mathis. Since you two seem so eager to move forward, let's get to your next job. Pack your cold weather gear, Rooks. Where we are going, you're going to need it.
Oh, God, don't tell me you're dragging him down to Suvarol for another one of your little initiation runs. 10 Johns to the surface, 12 dead Rooks. You'd think by now you would have given up on that goddamn campfire story.
Crix's legacy is no story, neighbor. We've got fresh eyes in the fleet. And if these two want to impress, they're going to help me search those ruins.
I hope you're right, Dale. That new code we grabbed for the lock cost us a ton of credits. And a decent captain.
This initiation, as Neva calls it, is your chance to see where it all began. On Suvorov with Jasper Crix. Crix led the riots that gave birth to the Crimson Fleet. And if his legacy is still out there, we're going to be the ones to find it.
Mhm. Nimmst du jeden neuen Piraten auf so eine Initiation mit? Wahrscheinlich.
Of course. Where else could I find such a perfect location to weed out any rooks who'd be wasting the fleet's time?
Wie viele Prüfungen und Initiationen muss ich denn noch absolvieren?
What? Were you expecting a goddamn graduation ceremony? Think I'm just going to slap a skull on you and send you on your way? Make no mistake. You are being tested all the time. Every job you take will be under constant scrutiny. And neighbor? Well, she's just waiting for you to screw things up.
Mhm. Von was für einem Code redet Neva denn?
With a bit of luck and a hell of a lot of cash, Neva was able to get her hands on an access code to the inside of the lock. This will be the first time someone from the Crimson Fleet has set foot in there for, well, since Crix left the place behind. It has been frustrating being this close to potential clues, but not being able to find a way through those prison walls.
Mhm. Vielleicht solltest du mir mehr über Crix Vermächtnis erzählen.
Before Crix left the fleet, he left a message talking about a major score. One that would set up the fleet to be a big player in the settled systems. Somewhere down the line, they started calling it Crix's legacy. And everyone who's tried to find it has wound up empty-handed, missing, or dead. If we're gonna beat those odds, we'll first need a lead. And I would wager we will find one on Suvorov.
Dale's leaving out the best part. That this whole search is based on a handful of words on a very old slate. Crix left a lot of big talk on that recording. And not a lot of facts. Some of us believe in it more than others.
Don't listen to her. When we get our hands on Crix's legacy, the fleet will be operating at a completely different level. We will become more than a match for UC Systef.
Und wenn Neva recht hat und Crix Vermächtnis nicht real ist?
Listen to the words that I am saying. The legacy is real. You will find that out in due time, provided you're willing to put in the work. Nothing worth having ever comes easy.
Though the idea of the legacy has probably been blown a bit out of proportion, I'm certain there's an element of truth to its existence.
Tja, steckt wieder creepy hinter Leuten. Wird die Fleet dadurch nicht einfach nur ein größeres Ziel für die UC System?
You forget the UC is still licking its wounds from the colony wars. They don't have the capability to mount a full-scale assault. And if they were foolish enough to attack, we would have the manpower to push those pendejos right back to Jemison. If we have Crix's legacy.
Dann sind wir nicht mehr zu stoppen.
Exactly. Now you're beginning to understand. Okay, enough discussion. We have got a lot of work to do. To that end, the next stop is the lock. I've had Jazz feed the coordinates into your ship's computer. Since Mathis doesn't have a ship, he's going to ride with me. I'll see you down there, Rook. Don't keep me waiting.
7300 Credits. Man dankt. Darf ich was zu dieser Initiation
I
fragen?
would rather you spend your time gearing up, so make it quick.
Was hat's mit Mattis auf
There
sich?
is no deal. You and Mathis are two sides of the same coin. A couple of rooks fighting for a spot in the fleet. Only problem is that he is down a ship and you are not, which puts you ahead. Just barely. Who knows? Maybe he'll get lucky and you won't make it off Suvorov in one piece.
Was kannst du mir über Suvorov sagen?
It's cold. Bitter cold. Just about the last place you would want to find yourself without heat. The few living things that can survive the extreme temperatures are constantly fighting to stay at the top of the food chain. The Crimson Fleet called Suvorov the White Hell. To me, it's paradise. Someone up here pisses me off enough, I send them down to the surface for a little overnight visit. Snaps them right back into line.
Kannst du mir mehr über das Schloss erzählen?
UC built the Lock as a Supermax prison a little under... well, it must have been at least 100 years ago. Before that, those concha de sus madres marooned prisoners on the planet's surface and left them to their own devices. As you can imagine, these turned into some kind of demented survival of the fittest. Prisoners killing each other for a chance at the meager supplies. Luckily, some whistleblowers back in New Atlantis saw this as cruel and unusual punishment and pressured the UC into building the facility. 5 years after the prison was completed, Crix touched off the riots that overran the Lock and eventually the key.
Was ist im Schloss mit Jesper Crix passiert?
Nobody knows exactly what went down. I mean, there's all sorts of rumors. Crix was in prison for almost 5 years. And judging from the look of the facility, every moment must have been miserable. I suppose he just got fed up and decided to take matters into his own hands. Got the prisoners behind him and kept pushing until he reached the key. The cojones on that guy. UC's toughest Supermax prison, and he just waltzed the hell out of there like it was nothing. I would love to have been a part of that.
Das war's für Sasa.
Then get moving.
Nee, warte mal, da war noch, ich konnte noch was anderes fragen.
Were my instructions unclear? What do you want?
Kannst du mir irgendetwas über die Geschichte von Jesper Crix erzählen, bevor er im Schloss landet?
I could tell you stories that would last for
Was wollte der
hours.
Pirat denn hier, oder?
But now is not the time. You have a job to do, and I don't like to be kept waiting. When you... well, if you get back to the key, I am sure you can find some copies of the interview he gave to SSNN around here, somewhere. I think those recordings might give you the history lesson that you are looking for.
Okay.
I hope Bug has something strong enough to knock me out. Long live the fleet.
Long live the fleet. Okay. Wir schauen uns aber erstmal ein bisschen um, bevor wir...
Never do a job unprepared. You need supplies, you hit up the depot.
Oh.
Is Samina seeing anyone right now? Patience. I got a sword here.
Okay. Warte mal, da scheint es hinzugehen, wo ich hin soll. Da will ich aber noch nicht hin.
I like my weapons like I like my coffee.
Ah ja. Ich nehme mir mal die Orangen mit, ja? Dankeschön. Ah, Teil 4. Ach Gott.
Tell us about your arrest.
Oh gut, das können wir.
My arrest was spectacular. Definitely one for the record books. UC Security sent an armada after our little fleet of ships, picked us off one by one until the remainder of us made it to the wheel.
For a listener's benefit, that was the star station in orbit around Voli that you destroyed just before your arrest,
so
correct?
big. The
You see, that's what they'd have you believe, but the truth is much less sinister. There was a firefight on the wheel when they tried to bring us in. We holed up, but UC Security unleashed hell. The damage they caused was catastrophic. We
Is
only
this
surrendered
important?
so we wouldn't die.
Because
when
I'm
the
pretty
station
sure you've been
exploded.
given orders.
Well, the UC says you set demolition charges to try and cover your tracks and make your escape.
That's their story. You'll have to go with your gut on what you think really happened. Anyway, they took us in and tossed us into the lock. That lovely resort they opened on Suvorov.
And you were imprisoned there for how long?
Well, it was supposed to be for life, Gale. But I ended up serving 2 years before I decided I'd had enough.
Is there any particular reason that you started the riots that eventually led to the worst prison break in United Colonies history?
Yes. I'm quite proud of that, actually. I honestly didn't think it would go as well as it did. As for the reason, well, it's simple. The UC were treating us like animals. The conditions in the lock were ridiculously bad and no one cared. That's why they stuck us on that ice ball in the first place. Out of sight, out of mind.
Your escape caused the deaths of many that were stationed at the lock. Some would brand that as a bit dismissive for what you're describing as a protest. If you were simply advocating for your fellow inmates, why didn't you just go through the proper channels?
And what the hell was I supposed to do? Send a strongly worded letter to my duly appointed representative? Wake up. The UC only responds to actions, not words. In my mind, there was no other choice. You know what? Let's move past my time at the lock so we can get to the point of this goddamned interview.
Okay, so, Ersatzteile. Unseren ersten Beweis, den wir für die UC sammeln sollen. Ich werde ein paar kleine Anpassungen an den technischen Daten meines Interfaces vornehmen müssen. Ich will die Kerntaktung in meiner ARM-Hardware erhöhen, weil die Gelbing auf eine orthogonale Hexabit-Verschlüsselung umstellt. Die Teile kriegst du wahrscheinlich bei Ryujin. Dann brauche ich noch eine zusätzliche Speicherinjektionsschnittstelle, um die verdammten Verfolgungspakete von meinem System fernzuhalten. Wahrscheinlich wäre es auch nicht verkehrt, gleich noch für bessere elektromagnetische Abschirmung zu sorgen. Das Stromnetz auf dem Schlüssel ist grottig. Ein Kurzschluss und das ganze Setup ist hin. Zu guter Letzt könnte der Stuhl im Rechnerkern mal neu gepolstert werden. Mein Hintern fängt langsam an weh zu tun. Okay, da haben wir die ersten Beweise.
Don't you? I thought Delgado needed you on the planet. Why are you talking to me?
Gehe ich richtig in der Annahme, dass du nicht an Kriegsvermächtnis glaubst?
Let's put it this way. I know Delgado needs something to give rooks like you some confidence. But let's get real for a second. Do you really think Crix could hide that much wealth and keep it hidden from the rest of us for over 100 years? No way. Secrets last as long as supernovas around here. No one can keep their mouth shut unless someone shuts it for them. Nah, it's all a bunch of bullshit. Look, I'm not trying to bust Dell's balls. He's not the first to go looking for that fairy tale, and I'm damn sure he's not gonna be the last.
Vertraust du mir?
What kind of stupid question is that? This is the Crimson Fleet. Trusting someone is as pointless as trying to carry water in your bare hands. Do you have any idea how many assholes I've had to put down because they decided to try and make a run at me? Or Dale? Way too many. Just follow directions and keep making the fleet money. And we won't have a problem. Clear?
Das ist clear. Kannst du mir etwas über Mathis sagen?
Mathis is a real piece of work. Adler shoveled him onto us about a week before you turned up. One of the greediest rooks I've seen come through the key in a long time. Dumb as a bag of spanners, too. Do you know he had the guts to ask Delgado for jump fuel compensation after being asked to fly out here? He didn't get it, but damn. If you want my advice, save everyone the trouble and make sure he doesn't come back from your little planetary excursion on Suvorov.
Okay. Warum nennen mich immer alle Neuling?
Because that's exactly what you are. A rookie, a newbie, fresh meat. Beneath all of that inexperience, I'm sure you have an actual name. But honestly, no one gives a damn. So get used to hearing that word. Until you earn your stripes, you're a rook to everyone in the fleet.
Okay.
Hit me up if you got questions.
Alles klar.